Hey guys, Mo Trapper. So first of all, I want to say thank you for 1,000 subscribers. That's amazing. I really appreciate it. Trapper J actually jumped on and commented, congratulations on 1,000, which is pretty cool. Um, I've been following Trapper J for years and years. If you guys, if you're watching this channel, you're watching Trapper J, surely. But if you're not, definitely go check it out because he's got some really good videos. Great trapper. Just a really funny guy to watch. He does a great job over there. Um, so thanks again for 1,000 subscribers. Really appreciate it. Gonna try to make more content this season. I know I always say that and I never do it, and that is quite possibly could happen again this season, if I'm being honest. But we're gonna work on it. We're gonna try to get some more content. So um, today I wanted to do a little video on a very unique trap. It's called the Harris Centerfire No Dead Zone trap. These guys have been advertising in the NTA magazines for years. I've seen them over and over again. Always been curious as to how they worked. So I've got some close-up video. I'll do some close-up video of all kind of the different components. It's a very unique trap. It works. It's different from any other trap I've ever seen. So it's pretty unique in several different ways. I'm also going to take the pan mechanism off of the trap so that I can shoot some video like of the underneath part here, because it's like I said, it's very unique the way it works and I just can't get it videoed. So fingers crossed. They're very expensive. I'm gonna take it apart. I hope I can put it back together, but I think I probably can. They've got a very unique swivel here, great big kind of paddle center swivel, great big round rod that sticks to the trap to give you your swivel action. 4-coiled, very strong, wire levered, welded everywhere. Anywhere it's not welded, it is a nylock nut. So anywhere he uses nuts, they're all nylock nuts, so they shouldn't back out. I think it's a very well built trap. And this chain I added, so this is just some number 2 chain that I added to it. When you get it, it's just going to kind of dead end right here at the end of this swivel. But anyway, I'm going to do some more video on this, get some more close-ups so you can kind of see what's going on with it. It's a very unique trap. I'm glad I got this one, and he's got a one bigger size. This one's probably like a number 2 size ish, and the other one's like a number 3 size. So they're basically the same. I might do a video on that one later, I'm not sure, but I mean, it's essentially the same thing. It's just a little bit bigger. It works the same way. But I'm going to take these out this season and put them in the ground and see what happens. I'm sure they're going to do fine. One thing I will say is, so you can see that this pan is floppy, right? So I mean, it falls under its own weight, right? Which is how a lot of my traps are set. I like a fairly light pan tension, but I don't mind a pan tension. Like my No BS K9 Extreme Juniors are probably 4 pounds ish. I've got some MB650s that are really light. They're kind of finicky to get them set, for me at least, the ones that I'm using. If I tighten them up just a little bit more than they are, they go really high pan tension for some reason, so they're pretty light. But anywhere basically between like 2 and 5 pounds, I'm kind of okay with. I've caught stuff in traps of, with pan tensions in that area, and none of it really bothers me that much at all. If you get down below like 2 pounds, I mean, I don't want them going off while I'm trying to set the dang things or bed the dang things, right? That's no fun. I've also set trap or pan tension so light before that frost set them off, right? So in the ground, in the dirt, you get some dew or frost or something on top of the dirt that you have over the trap, and that moisture literally makes that dirt just a little bit heavier overnight, and you get there and it's snapped off laying in the bed, hasn't been moved at all. You know, if it's set off but it's pulled out to the end of the chain, like just straight out to the end of the chain and dropped on the ground, that's a deer, right? They stepped on it, they jumped, they reared back and pulled their foot out of it, and it just fell right, you know, at the end of the chain, essentially, right? That's a deer. If you've got a catch circle, then you actually caught something for a little bit. If that happens and there's blood on the jaws, and usually you can find some hair. Sometimes you'll toe catch some things and they'll be able to pull out, but sometimes that will be a raccoon that's actually chewed its way out. But yeah, if you've got a trap that's snapped off at the end of the chain, it was a deer. If you've got a trap that is snapped off in the bed, has not moved an inch from where you set it, all it did was go off, that's because your pan tension's too light. And literally the weight of additional moisture in that dirt overnight, as you got rain or frost or dew or whatever, that was enough to push that pan down and set that trap off. That means your pan tension is way too light and you need to up it a little bit. So, but anyway, I'm gonna do some more video of this, some more close-up stuff, so you guys can see how this works a little bit better, and we'll move on. Thanks. Okay, I hope you're gonna be able to see this. So this is my Sullivan's trap pan tester. This is my Harris Centerfire trap, and we are going to put this on here in the center of the pan. We're going to start pushing down. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottomed it out, and I had to really kind of give it a little extra oomph there at the end to get her to go off. So well over 5 pounds. I don't know exactly how heavy these pans are, but they're over 5 pounds. You know, like I said earlier in the video, I wouldn't be afraid to take this trap out and set it, and I think it's going to work just fine. Because when you step on them, and I just have, you know, kind of that that experience in stepping on MB650s, because that's how you need to set those off too. You know, this pan doesn't feel crazy heavy to me under my foot, so I think it's going to be fine. But it does bottom out the trap tester. So okay, so there it is. I just took those brass bolts out of there, lifted the whole thing up, and there is your pan. And that's, you know, you can see how the mechanism works, right? So you pull this up and it sets, and then you push down and these retract and let those jaws fire, right? Each leg has a kind of a wing welded onto it. It's got a slot cut, an oval shaped slot cut here. There's a bolt that goes through here. This portion is kind of a tooth, is welded onto the pan, kind of a U shape, and both of these go through, so they're able to move. Well, actually, I take that back. Yeah, so this one is able to move fore and aft. This one looks like it's just one hole. It's one center hole. And then there are some kind of, you know, areas cut into there that allow for this cross piece here. And the cross pieces are just welded in one spot on either side. So this is an incredible, I mean, these look like very precisely, I'm going to say stamped pieces. These pieces, I believe, by looking at the edges, I believe they're stamped out of steel. Yeah, they don't look like they were cut. So they look like they were stamped out of steel. Very precise. It's thick metal. These pieces as well. Then you've got welds, you've got screws. This U piece had to be cut out. Or actually, I'm sorry, that's 2 separate pieces. So this is 2 separate pieces of metal here that this bolt's going through. Those have to be welded on very precisely, you know, in the right spot on the pan. This is a very kind of intricate contraption here, really, for a trap pan. So there's a lot going on here. As I was showing earlier, that's the top of your swivel. So it looks like it's been peened a little bit, but no. So if you were to remove this, this looks like it would just kind of come out that top section there. But, you know, this swivel is pretty unique too, in that it looks like, you know, from here to here is one piece, and then this whole thing is one piece. You put those together, go through there, and then weld that up. So that's makes your swivel. That's a lot of work, you know. Good welds on everything too. So they're definitely using, you know, a hot welder on this stuff. So anyway, that's how the pan works. Pretty unique, pretty interesting. So this is the Harris Centerfire. No dead zone, it says. You can see here, wire levered, you know, laminated jaws, nice welds everywhere. We've got bolts that hold your springs on. You know, it's a 4-coiled trap. All the nuts are nylock nuts. You know, here, even up under the pan, there's a tiny little nut up in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that is a nylock nut on there as well. So none of those should back off. You know, heavy duty, all the metal, you know, is thick and heavy. Your jaws are actually attached with nuts that go through bolts and nuts, bolts from the inside there. And those nuts are welded in place, so they can't back out. Nuts and bolts with nylock washers on the, you know, through holding the two portions together. Yeah, it's a very unique trap, and you can see, well, you kind of can't. It's tough, but so when you bring these jaws down, you lift this up, lift up that pan, and you can see this is what catches the jaws on both sides. And then when it's set, it's like this. When you push it down, see how they drop, and that's enough movement to let those jaws fire. So that's what they mean by no dead zone. They mean there's not one side that's a lever. So, you know, in a traditional trap, if there was only this one, if you push down out here, it would be easier to set and then if you move back, it's even harder right here. With the way this is designed, it doesn't matter where you step on that pan, it's gonna be about the same. So there you go. It's a wild design for sure.